My beloved child, tonight I need you to breathe slowly, because what I'm about to reveal will shake the ground beneath your feet. There is a truth circling around you, whispered in corners, exchanged in glances, carried in the silence of people who don't dare tell you directly. And the terrifying part is this: the person you love so deeply, the one you trusted beyond logic, beyond fear, beyond yourself, has been hiding something so bitter, so haunting, that everyone except you already knows. They will never let you discover it on your own, because once you do, they fear they will lose every piece of power they had over your heart. Yet destiny has decided that you will hear it now, and once you hear it, nothing inside you will remain the same. You felt something strange last night, a disturbance in your soul, an anxiety you could not name. You thought it was just overthinking, just exhaustion, just another emotional wave. But no, your intuition wasn't misleading you. It was warning you, holding your hand in the darkness, showing you shadows you tried so hard to ignore. Because while you were lying awake, checking your phone, waiting for their message, imagining excuses for their silence, they weren't where they said they were. They weren't doing what they told you. They weren't even alone. And the cruelest part is that the entire world around you already sensed it, already knew it, already whispered about it. They watched you hold on to hope while the truth stood right behind you, breathing on your neck, waiting for the right moment to hit. But listen closely now, because the truth is not what you think it is. Last night, they were not with a stranger, nor with someone new, nor hiding in some suspicious corner. They were with their own past, face to face with a chapter they never told you existed. A chapter they swore to themselves they would bury forever. A chapter they feared would destroy what you two were building. And while you waited for their call, they stood at a place that holds the darkest memory of their life, speaking to someone who once held a piece of them they never had the courage to confess. This wasn't betrayal in the way your mind imagines betrayal. This was them confronting a truth so heavy, so suffocating, that they believed if you ever found out, you would never see them the same again. That's why they hid it. That's why they pulled away. That's why they acted strange, cold, distant, because the past they visited last night wasn't just a memory, it was a wound that still bleeds, and they feared that if you touched it, you might walk away forever. But here's what you don't know, and this is where the story twists sharply. Someone close to them saw everything last night. Someone who has been silently observing, silently waiting, silently collecting every detail because they knew the truth would eventually crack open. And that person didn't stay silent out of kindness. They stayed silent because they wanted the truth to reach you at the exact moment when your heart would be most unprepared. They wanted the shock, the disbelief, the emotional earthquake. They wanted to watch how you react when the truth lands in your chest like a falling star. This isn't an accident. This is orchestrated. This is timed. This is the moment the universe has been pushing you toward, because you deserve to know exactly what has been dancing behind your back when you were giving everything you had. And now, prepare yourself, because the truth does not come gently. Last night, they stood beside someone connected to their bloodline, someone they claimed to have no contact with anymore, someone who once shattered their life into pieces. A figure from their own family whose return they hid from you, not because they wanted to deceive you, but because the secrets that person carries are sharp enough to cut through everything they've tried to build with you. And the reason everyone knows except you is because you've always been the one who loves the deepest, forgives the fastest, and trusts the longest. People assumed you couldn't handle this truth. They underestimated your strength. They believed you would break. But what's coming next will prove them wrong, because you are about to see the full picture, raw, unfiltered, and exactly as it unfolded last night. And once you step into that truth, you will never again allow anyone to hide something this heavy from you. My beloved child, hold your breath for a moment, because what you're about to hear now is the part they prayed you would never uncover. While you were lost in the quiet ache of unanswered messages and hollow promises, they were standing in a place that carries the darkest imprint of their past. A place where names are spoken only in whispers, where memories are stitched with fear, and where every step echoes with the weight of unresolved truth. They thought midnight would hide them. They thought silence would protect them. They thought distance would erase suspicion. But destiny has a strange way of revealing what humans work endlessly to bury. And last night, destiny tore the curtain open right in front of witnesses who knew exactly who they were watching, and exactly how much this truth would shatter you. Here's where everything turned sharper, because the person they met last night wasn't just someone from their bloodline, it was the very person who once controlled their life like a puppet string. The one who shaped their fears. The one who slipped shadows into their decisions. The one who still holds a piece of information so explosive that your person cannot breathe freely in its presence. That figure didn't call them there for closure. They didn't call for peace. They called for leverage. They used the one thing your person cannot resist, the fear of losing you. And so, your person ran to them at night, desperate, trembling, hoping to negotiate a truth they were terrified would reach your ears. But while they were negotiating in darkness, someone else was watching from a distance, recording the silence, memorizing the tension, waiting for the perfect moment to expose everything to you. Stay with me, because the next twist is far bigger than anything you've imagined. The person watching wasn't an enemy, nor a stranger. It was someone who pretends to support you, someone who smiles when you walk into the room, someone who has always acted overly curious about your love story. They saw your vulnerability and recognized your soft heart, and that softness became their opportunity. They watched your person break down in the presence of their past and realized this was their chance to strike. So they carried the truth like a loaded secret, waiting for the moment when revealing it would cut the deepest. They don't want to protect you. They want to watch how you crumble. They want to watch how your world tilts. They want to see the fire in your eyes when you realize that everything you believed was safe, wasn't. Now listen carefully, because the truth behind last night is not just about where they went, it's about why they went. Your person is hiding something that predates your connection. Something that could rewrite everything you think you know about them. A document. A message. A decision made long before you entered their life. And the figure from their past is the only one who knows where that document is kept. That's why they had to go. That's why they sneaked out under the weight of night. That's why they didn't tell you anything. They weren't choosing someone else over you. They were choosing silence over devastation. They were choosing secrecy over chaos. They were choosing fear over honesty. Because if you ever learned what's written in that document, they worry you might step away from them forever. But this is where your destiny shifts. Last night wasn't just a secret meeting, it was the start of something much bigger. The person who witnessed everything is preparing to reveal it publicly. Not online. Not loudly. But in whispers. In hints. In subtle comments designed to reach your ears at the most fragile moment. And when that moment comes, you will feel the ground tremble beneath you. Because the truth they're hiding is not just a confession. It is a revelation so powerful that it will test every emotion inside your chest. My beloved child, before I take you deeper, steady your heartbeat, because from this point onward, the truth stops knocking and starts breaking the door open. Everything that was hidden behind silence, behind midnight shadows, behind trembling excuses, is now moving toward you with a speed that even destiny cannot slow down. Last night's secret wasn't just an event. It was the ignition of a chain reaction, and the first explosion is already on its way to your doorstep. Your person doesn't know it yet, but the lie they thought they could suffocate is now breathing loudly, spreading, leaking into places they never expected. And the one carrying this truth, silently, deliberately, is walking closer to you with every passing hour. This morning, your person woke up with a fear they've never felt before. They sensed the shift. They sensed the exposure. They sensed that last night's meeting didn't stay hidden the way they begged destiny to keep it. They looked at their phone over and over again, hands shaking, hoping no message, no hint, no whisper had reached you yet. Because in their mind, you are still innocent. You are still unaware. You are still in the version of reality where they haven't broken your trust. They would rather hurt themselves than see the confusion in your eyes when you ask, "Where were you last night?" But destiny is moving faster than their lies. And the truth is already circling you, just like a storm gathering behind quiet skies, waiting for the perfect second to strike. But here's where everything becomes dangerous. The person who watched them last night is no longer acting alone. They have told one more person. Someone who understands exactly how much emotional weight this truth carries. Someone who knows your history, your strength, your weaknesses, your loyalty. And that someone has already begun spreading the story with strategic softness, like dropping poison into water. Not loud enough to alert your person, but sharp enough to create suspicion in the air around you. They want you to sense that something is off. They want your intuition to catch fire. They want your heart to feel unsettled until you start asking questions your person prayed you would never ask. This isn't coincidence. This is orchestration. A slow, deliberate cracking of the world your person tried so hard to shield you from. Now let me take you back to the core, the document your person went to retrieve last night. It isn't something small. It isn't something forgettable. It's something that carries the power to rewrite a life. A choice they made years ago, tied to someone they hoped would never return. And that figure from their past, the one they met in the dark, is using that document as leverage. They told your person that unless they obey, unless they show up, unless they follow their demands, everything written inside that document will be revealed. Not just to you, but to people who would interpret it in the worst way possible. Your person was trapped. And instead of telling you, instead of trusting your strength, they chose silence. They chose secrecy. They chose to face it alone, believing that protecting you meant keeping you in the dark. But destiny doesn't support silence. Destiny supports revelation. And the more your person tries to hide, the louder the truth becomes. Their past is not done with them. The figure who called them last night has no intention of stepping back. They want something your person has been refusing for years. And now, they are threatening to unravel everything if your person doesn't cooperate. They know your person still carries guilt, still carries fear, still carries emotional bruises that have not healed. And they use that weakness to pull them into the night. But here's the twist no one sees coming: the truth is not coming to destroy you. It's coming to expose the intentions of the people around you. Because someone you trust is preparing to use this revelation to manipulate your emotions. Not to guide you. Not to help you. But to turn you against your own heart. They want to be the voice you listen to when everything collapses. They want your trust. They want your vulnerability. And they know that once this secret breaks open, you will be standing at an emotional crossroads where the slightest whisper can shape your entire decision. My beloved child, the moment has arrived where the truth stops hiding in shadows and begins pressing its weight directly against your chest. Today, something shifted in the energy around you, subtle at first, like a whisper brushing your ear, but now growing louder, heavier, undeniable. You felt eyes on you. You felt conversations pause when you entered the room. You sensed that people knew something you didn't, and their silence wasn't protective, it was strategic. Because the secret your person has been hiding is no longer staying confined to last night. It has started slipping through cracks, moving through people who were waiting for an opportunity to twist the truth into a weapon. And now, they've found it. The story of where your person went, who they met, and what was exchanged in that dark corner is beginning to reach your orbit, not as truth, but as a distorted version designed to break your trust before the real revelation even reaches you. Your person doesn't know this yet, but someone close to you has begun shaping the narrative in a way that makes them appear guilty of something far worse than what truly happened. They want to turn your confusion into heartbreak, your calm into chaos, your loyalty into doubt. And they're doing it with precision. They're dropping carefully crafted comments, using innocent tones, pretending it's just concern. But beneath that softness lies intention. An intention to make you question everything your heart ever believed about the one you love. They want your mind to run wild. They want you to fill in the blanks with fear. They want you to imagine scenarios that never happened. Because once your imagination turns against your person, they won't need proof. Your fear will do the damage for them. Meanwhile, your person is spiraling internally in ways they cannot express. They woke up today carrying the weight of last night like a stone strapped to their soul. They keep replaying the moment they stood face to face with the figure from their past, the person who holds the document that can rewrite their entire identity. That moment drained them, terrified them, cornered them. And instead of coming clean to you, they've been trying to hold themselves together with trembling hands, hoping destiny gives them more time before the truth reaches you. But destiny isn't waiting. Destiny has already placed people around you like mirrors, reflecting pieces of truth mixed with pieces of manipulation, forcing you into a position where you must decide whether to follow your fear or your intuition. And your intuition, my beloved child, is burning right now, trying to warn you that something enormous is about to unfold. The document they retrieved last night carries a truth tied to a promise they once made under pressure. An agreement forced upon them, not by choice, but by circumstance. That figure from their past is using that old promise like a trap, threatening to expose every detail unless your person complies. And your person believes that if you learn about this document, you will misinterpret everything. They fear you will think they were dishonest with you from the start. They fear you will assume their feelings were built on lies. They fear you will walk away without giving them a chance to explain. But what they don't realize is that someone else is about to reveal the truth first, not the truth of the document, but the twisted version crafted to benefit their own agenda. They want to be the one you trust in the moment of collapse. They want to guide your reaction, steer your emotions, reshape your perception. And now, the storm is seconds away from touching your reality. The gap between you and the truth is shrinking fast. The next conversation you have, whether with a friend, a family member, or a stranger whose words feel oddly calculated, will carry the spark that ignites everything. And once that spark reaches you, nothing will remain the same. My beloved child, prepare yourself, because now the truth is no longer approaching from a distance. It is standing inches away from you, breathing against your reality, waiting for the exact moment your world becomes quiet enough for its voice to break through. Today, something unusual happened around you, didn't it? Someone said a sentence that didn't feel normal. Someone looked at you a second too long. Someone hesitated before speaking, as if they were debating whether to reveal the thing they've been holding inside. And in that hesitation, a crack opened, small, but powerful enough to let the first wave of last night's secret seep into your awareness. They didn't say the full truth yet. They only dropped a hint. A question. A strange comment. But it struck your heart like lightning because deep inside, you already sensed that something enormous was hiding beneath the quiet. And while this truth circles you, your person is living through a storm they cannot speak of. They can't look you in the eyes the way they used to. Their voice shakes when they call your name. Their smile looks forced, their excuses feel unsteady, their silence grows heavier every hour. They are terrified. Because the figure from their past, the one who summoned them last night, has now tightened the grip even more. They sent a message today. A warning. A reminder that everything your person is hiding can be unleashed in a single moment. That document, that one piece of truth from years ago, is now being used like a blade pressed to their throat. And your person is breaking inside, not because they're guilty of betrayal, but because they're guilty of being too afraid to tell you what they've been running from their entire life. But the real twist, the one destiny has been saving for the perfect moment, is this: the person who witnessed everything last night has now spoken to someone who has the power to influence you emotionally. This isn't random. This isn't accidental. This is a carefully constructed chain designed to shake you before the actual truth even reaches your hands. They didn't tell the story as it happened, they told it the way they wanted you to hear it. They emphasized certain parts, twisted certain details, removed certain truths, added certain suspicions. They know you love deeply. They know your heart is sensitive. They know your mind reacts quickly when something feels wrong. And they are using that knowledge to create a storm inside you before your person even gets a chance to explain themselves. But destiny is watching closely. Destiny knows your strength. Destiny knows your intuition burns brighter than any lie spoken around you. And destiny is preparing to lift the veil completely. Because the truth behind last night is not what others are making it seem. Your person did meet someone from their past, but that meeting wasn't about betrayal. It was about protection. It was about a promise they made under pressure, something they never wanted to involve you in. The document they retrieved last night is something that could change how people view them, not just you, but the world around them. It holds a truth they have spent years burying. A truth they believed would make them unworthy of your love. A truth that forced them to face their past in silence, even if that silence cost them your trust. And while all of this unfolds in the shadows, someone close to you is waiting for the perfect moment to drop the final hint, the one that will push you to confront your person. They want you to walk into the conversation already shaken, already doubtful, already emotionally fragile. They want to see how your world reacts to the crack they've created. But what they don't realize is that your intuition is smarter than their manipulation. You can feel the difference between a lie crafted to hurt you and a truth burdened by fear. And now, the real revelation is only one heartbeat away from reaching you. My beloved child, breathe slowly now, because what comes next is not a whisper, not a hint, not a scattered rumor. It is the full force of truth rushing toward you like a wave that has been building in silence for far too long. Today, the energy around you grew sharper. You felt an uneasiness you couldn't explain. You noticed someone watching you with an expression that didn't match their words. You sensed conversations being shaped around your presence, as if people were waiting for you to piece together something they already know. And beneath all of this, your intuition kept pulling at you, telling you that the moment of truth is no longer approaching, it is already here, circling your reality with undeniable pressure. Meanwhile, your person is unraveling in ways you cannot see. They spent the entire day fighting the consequences of last night, trying desperately to contain a truth that is slipping out of their hands. Their mind is fractured, half of it terrified of losing you, half of it terrified of the past resurfacing with claws sharp enough to tear their present apart. They tried reaching out to you today, but every message felt wrong. Every attempt to explain felt risky. Every breath they took felt like stepping closer to the edge of a cliff. They are drowning in fear, fear of hurting you, fear of losing you, fear of facing the truth they've tried to bury for years. But the one thing they don't realize is that by hiding it, they've allowed others to twist it into something far darker than the truth itself. And now, the person who has been spreading pieces of the story, the observer, the manipulator, the one who watched everything last night, has finally taken action. They didn't confront you directly. They didn't reveal the story outright. They did something far more calculated. They planted the truth inside someone who speaks to you regularly, someone whose words you subconsciously trust, someone who knows exactly how to deliver a message without revealing the source. And earlier today, that someone slipped a question into the conversation, a gentle one, an innocent one, but strategically crafted to hit the exact nerve they wanted. That question wasn't random. It wasn't coincidence. It was the first official knock of the truth on your emotional door. But this is where destiny enters the scene with a twist sharper than a blade. While lies and manipulated stories are spreading, the real truth is preparing to reveal itself in a way no one planned, without drama, without warning, without permission. A piece of the document your person tried to retrieve last night has resurfaced unexpectedly. The figure from their past thought they had complete control over it, but destiny has shifted the balance. Someone else, someone who isn't part of the manipulation, someone who isn't loyal to the past or to the present drama, has gotten their hands on a fragment of the truth. And that fragment is now making its way toward you, not twisted, not edited, not weaponized, but raw and unfiltered. But your person doesn't know this. They believe they still have time. They believe the truth is contained. They believe they can choose the moment to confess. And that belief is leading them straight into the most devastating moment of their life, because the truth is about to reach you before they open their mouth. They will lose the chance to control the narrative. They will lose the chance to soften the blow. They will lose the chance to prepare you emotionally. And when this truth arrives, it will hit with the full force of everything they have been trying to protect you from. Yet here lies the most important twist of all: the truth they are hiding is not a betrayal of your love. It is a betrayal of their past, a past that refuses to die quietly. The document they retrieved holds a decision they were forced into long before you ever entered their world. A decision tied to survival, not deception. A decision that shaped their identity in ways they never learned to express. And now, that decision is about to be laid bare before you, whether they're ready or not.